Appreciate you taking the time. You're one of the PFL originals. You've been here since 2018. Obviously, you've grown tremendously as a fighter. I want to know, what have you seen as far as the evolution of the PFL from when you first joined to now?
Ponto.
O que você tem visto de evolução? Que você é um dos originais aqui na primeira season. O que você viu de evolução desde aquela primeira season até hoje?
The PFL is like so different than the first season, you know. In the first season, like, you fight twice in one night, you know, like more fights, like cut more weight, you know. And now we need to do like just like 4 fights to the finals, you know, to the championship. And this is like better, you know, than the first and second season.
Now, even though you've been in the PFL system for so long, what are some tools that you were maybe able to add during the off season to come a little bit sharper this year?
Você aprimorou seu jogo quando você está fora de campo para você ir para essa temporada agora?
Okay, all right. I improve, I develop my game, you know, when I like in the off, you know, in the off season. Like normally I improve my style, my grappling, my strike, you know, after the fight, or normally, you know, just training, not with the fight, you know. But in my whole camp, like not the whole camp, but in my whole career, I was training the last 7 years in the American top team, like in the best team in the world, you know. I was training with my whole coach, like my Pahumpa jiu-jitsu coach. He's like changed my jiu-jitsu, you know. Like I start to finish like more in the back, you know, real neck choke. I never finish like in the katagatame, you know, and he showed me like real like katagatame, you know. And my striking coach, like Macarrão, he he improved my strike with coach Catel and all coaches in the American top team, you know. And I improved a lot in the last 6 years, you know. But I think is the better after fights you can like you have time to train, like not for a specific name, you know, and you can improve your game.
Thank you, and good luck in your season.
Thank you.
Hey, Natan, this is Pat McCord from Combat Sports UK. How you doing today?
Good, thank you.
Great to hear, man. You know, you won the PFL 2 times in a row, and now it's been a few years since then. So is it even more motivating going into this season, trying to become a 3-time champion and prove you're still the top lightweight?
Yeah, for sure. I'm very happy because I can be the first PFL to 3 times championship, you know, and this is like very good. The first guy, you know, Brazilian guy. This is amazing.
And how do you feel about the Stevie Ray matchup? You know, he was in the championship last season. He's beaten guys like Anthony Pettis. How do you feel about the matchup? And can we get a prediction from you for that one as well?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yeah. How do you feel about the Stevie Ray matchup? You know, he's a very, very good grappler. And can we get a prediction from you in that one?
O que você acha que o Stevie Ray era bom grappler? Qual a sua previsão para a luta?
I think the finish in the first round, you know. He's a good grappling, you know. He's a good jiu-jitsu, but my jiu-jitsu is more aggressive, you know. And I think I can finish this fight in the first round.
Great to hear, man. Good luck on Friday night.
Thank you.
Anik.
Natan, Anik Subramanian, Fightbook MMA. You haven't made the playoffs in the last 2 years, but in the championships last year, you submitted Jeremy Stephens. How much confidence do you get from beating such a big name on a big stage?
Okay.
Você não foi pro playoff no ano passado? Mas você, na luta final, você finalizou o James Stephens. O quanto confiante te deixa você sabendo que você finalizou um cara que é daquele nome.
Steve is a tough opponent, and I finished him the second round. This is about the strategy, with my coach, my coach Pahumpa, he say for me, like you need to put your pressure in the second round, you're gonna finish him, and I finished him the second round because he was tired, and he's a big name, in the MMA, and I was sad because I was fighting the final, but not for the title, but doesn't matter. Now in this year, I can improve like myself. I can improve for everybody. I can be the first PFL 3 times world champion.
Right. And now, if you become the first 3-time PFL world champion, would you consider yourself the best PFL fighter ever?
Pelo terceiro ano, cinturão, você se consideraria o melhor lightweight da PFL?
Absolutely, like the lightweight is like the hard division, in the MMA and the PFL as well. But, the first PFL 3-time champs, this is like just me,
Awesome. Looking forward to Friday night, champ.
Thanks so much.
Jay Christian. Right, Lorenzo.
Hey, Lorenzo from the MMA Millisecond. Natan, it's good to talk to you. You've been in the PFL since 2018, like we've said, and you went undefeated your first 2 PFL seasons. How did you adapt so quickly and so firmly into that PFL format when you came in? What's the secret? Because it seems like you found it.
Você foi invicto nas primeiras 2 O que você acha que você adaptou tão bem no formato do PFL que fez com que você ficasse invicto durante, sei lá, 10 minutos?
Okay. In the first PFL was nobody, não quer ninguém me conhecia, nobody. Yeah, in the first PFL, nobody knew about me, but I like put a lot of pressure in the first PFL, in the second, but in the third as well. But in the last season, I was like a lot of confidence, but I lost the first fight, that split decision against Olivier, but yeah, I can show it for everybody. I can stay here, for a long time because I know fighting the PFL and I love fighting PFL, and I know train like after fight, like fight after fight, I know train like correctly, with my coach, and yeah.
You're now 31 years old. You've won 10 out of your last 12 fights. You're in your prime. Do you think your most important improvements so far have been in your technique or maybe in your mentality?
Acho que eu entendi.
Você ganhou 10 das suas últimas 12. Você está com 31 anos de idade, mas está no seu ápice agora.
Yes, in this camp.
I translated everything, but the question, the final question.
Could you repeat your question one more time, Lorenzo?
Yeah. I said, throughout the course of the past 10 fights or so, do you think your improvements have been mainly in your technique or in your mentality?
Você melhorou mais na parte física e técnica ou na parte mental?
Both. I think both, like my mental and my physical, my body, I feel like more strong, more like more strong and fast, like in this camp specific, for this camp, I like training like very hard, not tired, you know what I mean? And I was like very, very strong. All sessions sparring training, I like train like, I'm in my prime of my career,
For sure. Thanks. Appreciate it so much.
Thank you.
All right, Jake, our last question for Natan, please.
Awesome. Hey, Natan, how you doing?
Good. Thank you.
So I'm just wondering who's going to be in your corner for this one and why is it going to be those guys?
Oh, my corner is the same, you know, coach, master coach, Parrumpa and Macarrão, you know, and they helped me since my first fight in the PFL and the WSOF as well, you know, and they is my corners and my training, my coach training, you know.
And I know you said you're training, you're striking, you're grappling, your cardio, but knowing how much you love to get that submission and knowing that Stevie Ray is also good on the ground, who do you think is the better grappler in this fight?
Translate.
E todo mundo sabe que você adora uma finalização, mas o Steve Ray também é um bom de grappling. Quem você acha que tem o melhor grappling dessa luta?
I think I better grappling, you know. I like more completely, you know. I have like better wrestling, judo, jiu-jitsu, you know. I train with the best grappling in the world, in the American top team, you know. Like everybody, like Grant Dawson, Thiago Moisés, you know, Renato Moicano, Matheus Ganroth, like many guys, you know, many good fighters, you know. And yes, I'm the best grappling in this division, you know, and I can improve in this Friday, Saturday. I can finish him and 6 points in the first round, you know. This is the best scenario. And me, my friends, Raush in the final, this is the second best scenario, you know. Let's do it.
And lastly, you just mentioned Renato Moicano. He has a big fight in a couple weeks coming up against Arman Suzukian. Who takes that one, Moicano or Suzukian?
This is like 50-50. All the two guys is like tough, you know. I've trained with Arman and Moicano is my partner training too, you know. But yeah, like they both guys like tough guys, you know, and like 50-50 in this fight, you know. Not bad in this fight.
It's a great fight, and so is yours. Best of luck this weekend. Thank you very much.